maintaining your vehicle. The objective of this lecture is to know about various types of accidents based on case studies, ways to avoid accidents, and maintaining your vehicle for a safe journey. The key modules of this lecture are different types of accidents based on case studies, avoiding accidents, vehicle maintenance. Different types of accidents. We will start with the first module, different types of accidents. In this module, you will know about various types of accidents and their consequences. A road accident is the most unwanted event that can happen to a road user. An accident can lead to several undesirable consequences, including serious injuries, fatalities, property damage, loss of money, loss of income, etc. To understand accidents in a better way, they can be classified into the following types: collision with pedestrian, crash with vehicle in front, crash with vehicle behind, crash with vehicle at junction, crash while going straight or turning left, crash with passing vehicle, crash with oncoming vehicle, single vehicle crash. Collision with pedestrian. Let's start with the first case study. On the Friday morning of October the 7th, 2016, at 7:45 a.m., Police Operation Room received a call regarding a road accident. A young woman was attempting to cross a busy road near Al Mulla Plaza intersection. She was hit by a speeding car and succumbed to the injury on the spot. The accident took place on Al Ittihad Road in direction towards Dubai from Sharjah. According to the General Department of Dubai Traffic Police, the young woman crossed the street about 40 meters away from the pedestrian crossing when the traffic light had already signaled green for vehicles. The driver tried to stop the car but unfortunately could not avoid hitting her. The driver also suffered minor injuries from the impact of the accident. To avoid such accidents, both pedestrians and motorists must stay alert while using the road. Being a pedestrian, it is hard to judge the speed and distance of the vehicles. When crossing the road, always cross through the pedestrian crossing, obey the pedestrian traffic signals, and follow the rules and regulations implemented by the traffic department. Motorists should take extra precautions while dealing with pedestrians because they are more vulnerable to traffic than vehicles. To avoid accidents, motorists should drive at a reasonable speed, scan constantly around the vehicle for any hazards, show courtesy to pedestrians, and drive with utmost responsibility. Crash with vehicle in front. On the Monday morning of September 30th, 2019 at 4:54 a.m., a minibus hit a lorry on Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road near Mirdif city centre. The 14-seater bus that was carrying passengers hit a lorry that had stopped on the hard shoulder on the way to Sharjah. The minibus driver and 7 passengers were declared dead at the scene. 2 passengers were seriously hurt, and 4 others sustained moderate injuries. According to Mr. Faris Al-Badan, head of the Dera Ambulance Division, 5 ambulances were dispatched to the scene, accompanied by an intensive care medic. Khalifa bin Dre, Executive Director of Dubai Ambulance Service, said the critically injured passengers were taken to the trauma center at Rashid Hospital. Brigadier Saif Al-Mazuri, General Traffic Department Director at Dubai Police, said the lorry was stopped on the right side hard shoulder of the road when the van collided with it. Accidents involving trucks or vans often lead to catastrophic outcomes. According to authorities, motorists should respect speed limits, scan the road all around, avoid distractions, and use indicators when changing lanes. Moreover, the 2-second rule is a rule of thumb by which a driver may maintain a safe trailing distance at any speed. The rule is that a driver should ideally stay at least 2 seconds behind any vehicle that is directly in front of his or her vehicle. This also helps to avoid tailgating and road rage for all drivers. Crash with vehicle behind. On the 30th of May 2007, a woman died and the driver was injured when their vehicle was hit by another vehicle on A1 Ribat Road while heading towards Nad al-Hamar. According to the report, 3 vehicles were involved in the accident. As per the police report, a driver was speeding without paying much attention to the road. He hit the victim's car from the rear. The impact of the crash was so severe that it swerved the victim's car to the right. The vehicle also hit another car in front after hitting the victim's car. In the meantime, the victim's car hit the barrier and rolled over. No other injuries were reported. Overspeeding and lack of attention are the key reasons in these types of accidents. Motorists are advised to follow the speed limits of the road set by the authorities and avoid being distracted by anything while driving, as it takes their attention away from driving, which in turn may cause an accident resulting in injuries or fatalities. It is also important for drivers to check their rear view mirrors frequently to gather information of other road users approaching at high speeds from behind. Crash with vehicle at junction. On the Friday night of November the 11th, 2011, 3 sisters, including a 4-year-old, had a miraculous escape after their 4-wheel drive vehicle hit a saloon car at a traffic signal in Bur, Dubai area. According to the witnesses, the accident happened at 10:40 p.m. A young lady was driving a 4-wheel drive with her 2 sisters in the passenger seats. She jumped the red light at a high speed and rammed her vehicle into a car in almost a right angle. The 4x4 overturned several times before settling on its side near the U.S. Consulate General at Dubai Creek. Passers-by rushed to the vehicle and pulled the 3 sisters out through the windows as the doors were jammed. Miraculously, they sustained no visible injury, but were apparently in a state of shock. Moments after the accident, the saloon car caught fire, but the driver walked away unhurt. The burning car blocked the weekend traffic on that busy road. 3 police cars, an ambulance, and 2 fire tenders reached the spot in 10 minutes after the incident to find flames leaping out of the saloon car. A man with a fire extinguisher was seen battling the flames before fire officers from Dubai Civil Defence took over and brought it under control. It is always good to remember that jumping a red light is a serious offence, as it may lead to grave accidents, resulting in serious injuries and fatalities. Therefore, motorists are advised to look well ahead, anticipate the situation, and always try to approach the traffic light in a controlled manner to avoid any last-minute reaction. Crash while going straight or turning left. The Wednesday of December the 18th, 2014, witnessed the first accident after the official launch of Dubai Tram. According to a report, a car collided with a tram at Jumeirah Beach Residence, JBR. According to Mr. Mohammed Mudarrab, Director of Rail Operations, RTA, the accident took place at a junction between Station 1 and Station 2. He further explained what went wrong and that this could have been avoided. 2 of the lanes head straight while the left lane is for traffic going left. There are 2 different traffic lights, one for the traffic going straight and one for the traffic going left. What is important to realize here is that these traffic lights function separately from each other. While the traffic light may have given a green light to traffic heading straight, the traffic going left may have been stopped by a red light. The motorist on the left lane mistook the green light meant for the traffic going straight to be his signal while his traffic light was red. He took off at high speed and as soon as he took the turn, he realized that there was traffic coming his way. He promptly stopped his car, but he was on the tram track at that moment. A tram approached. The driver used his emergency brake to minimize the damage, but there was a minor crash, he said. In the case of this accident, the driver of the car could not see the approaching tram because it was in his blind spot, added Mudarrab. However, the driver should have paid attention to the traffic light which was meant for him, he pointed out. There are 3 or 4 similar junctions with tram tracks in the same area, where traffic light functions separately for straight and left directions. It is important that the motorists pay strict attention in these junctions areas and should not take off fast in order to avoid similar accidents. Crash with passing vehicles. This accident took place on the 9th of February 2009 on Dubai Labab Road. A minibus carrying 15 workers collided with a 4-wheel drive. In this accident, 3 valuable lives were lost. 2 people suffered serious injuries and others had moderate to minor injuries. According to the police, the driver of the 4-wheel drive was speeding when changing the lane. He hit the minibus which was carrying 15 workers. The crash caused the minibus to overturn and hit a metal barrier before traversing onto the other side of the road. The injured were taken to Rashid Hospital. Dubai Police Traffic Department launched an investigation to determine the cause of the accident. In general, sudden swerving, frequent lane changing without observing the vehicles in the blind spot, and over-speeding are the key reasons for such fatal crashes. Motorists are advised to check their surroundings, including rear-view mirrors, use the indicators well in advance as per the desired direction, adjust the speed to suit the conditions, and change lanes smoothly. Crash with oncoming vehicle. This accident happened on Al Wasl Road, killing 3 people on the 9th of May 2008. A car was intending to make a U-turn on Wasl Road on Friday night. 3 people, including a 5-year-old boy, were burnt to death when their car was hit by another oncoming vehicle. According to a senior traffic official, the trees on Al Wasl Road blocked the line of sight at the U-turn. They recommended the removal of all the trees within 200 meters from the spot because they were the main cause of this fatal accident. Salah Bu Farosha, head of Dubai Traffic Public Prosecutions, said that traffic lights should also be installed to make it easier for motorists to turn without danger. Visibility is very important for drivers while driving, especially when entering another road. Motorists need to ensure properly the distance and speed of the oncoming vehicles from the mainstream of the traffic. At any junction or U-turn which is not controlled by traffic lights, and where the visibility is also less due to any obstacles such as trees, bushes, and constructions, motorists are advised to move their vehicles slightly forward with caution and lean their body forward to improve the visibility. Single vehicle crash. A single vehicle collision is a type of road accident in which only one vehicle is involved. Running off the road and hitting any obstacle such as a lamppost, signboard, barrier, or a tree, and rolling over is known as a single vehicle collision. This horrific crash occurred on the Thursday morning of 9th of July 2015 in Khor Fakkan, Sharjah. According to the police, a 14-year-old juvenile took his father's car out at night without his knowledge. He played with his other friends the whole night. The accident took place when they were on their way back home. He was driving at 180 km per hour and lost his control at a curve due to the high speed. The vehicle rolled over several times and crashed into the pavement, the police said. According to the authorities, the car split into 2 after hitting the pavement and a tree, and the bodies flew out of the vehicle. All the victims were aged between 10 and 16 years and were traveling in the same car. 3 passengers aged between 11 and 14 were killed on the spot, while the driver and 2 other occupants of the car suffered serious injuries. The youngsters were taken to Khor Fakkan Hospital, where their condition was reported as critical. According to the initial investigation of the police, the accident happened due to overspeeding. Teens are more likely to speed than older drivers. Overspeeding is the key cause of fatal crashes on the roads. Slowing down and taking care by driving safely is the best way to reduce road crashes and fatalities. Higher the speed, lesser the time the motorist has to detect and respond to hazards. Avoiding accidents. In this module, you will learn how to avoid accidents. Driving involves risk, but majority of the drivers do not realize it. They think crashes can happen only to other road users and not to them. This belief is the result of the illusionary zone of immunity, which means when something keeps happening day after day as a routine, people do not think of them as being particularly dangerous. But statistics show that getting behind the wheel of a vehicle is probably the riskiest activity any motorist does on any given day. Therefore, while driving on the road, both novice and experienced drivers should be alert and attentive to avoid accidents, because crashes can happen in a split second and can result in property damage, injury, serious injury, or fatality. Moreover, involving in an accident can also result in long-term physical pain, emotional pain, reduced income, high medical bills, inability to perform regular tasks. There are several reasons for an accident. The common reasons are inattentiveness, recklessness, distraction, not getting enough sleep or rest, having negative attitude, stubbornness, letting stress or other emotions to interfere. Apart from these reasons, statistics clearly show that novice drivers are more at risk on the road in the first year or so after passing their test. This is because when the L plates come off, some new drivers choose to forget what they have learned. They must not forget that even after getting the license, they often need more practice on speed control, risk on rural roads, and driving at night. Therefore, they are always advised to get as much supervised practice as they can to achieve the following: experience to drive comfortably, independently, and safely. Ability to drive safely in adverse weather conditions, ability to drive safely at night. In general, both novice and experienced drivers can avoid accidents by driving responsibly, driving defensively. Let's see how to drive responsibly. Motorists cannot control the actions of other road users. Therefore, they should rely on their own driving skills and drive responsibly. Motorists should drive with a positive frame of mind. Obey the traffic rules and regulations at all times. Always use seatbelt. Avoid taking alcohol or sedative medicines. Avoid distraction. Observe the speed. Communicate with other road users. Driving defensively. Defensive driving is a set of driving skills that allow motorists to defend themselves against possible collisions, mainly instigated by other road users. It means that motorists should be aware of the actions of other road users and should be prepared to compensate for their mistakes to avoid accidents. The key elements of defensive driving are concentration, observation, anticipation, communication. Concentration. Concentration plays an important role in defensive driving. It must be maintained constantly in order to observe, anticipate, and communicate effectively on the road. The best way to maintain concentration is to keep your eyes moving and avoid fixating. Moreover, to improve focus on the road and to stay safe, motorists may use the following tips. Always plan the journey in advance. Keep cell phone away. Use caffeine drinks to stay alert and focused. Take regular breaks or naps. Avoid multitasking. Remember, commentary driving or talk-through is a helpful tool to boost concentration. Observation is the basic skill of defensive driving. The skill of observation demands practice, concentration, and thought. Good observation helps to drive safely, as it is a tool to identify hazards. Motorists may improve their observation with the help of following techniques. Look well ahead and scan the road properly. Keep eyes moving. Get the big picture. Keep escape route. See and be seen by others. Anticipation. Anticipation is basically spotting and expecting possible danger or hazards on road before they occur. This enables motorists to be prepared and stay safe. The ability to anticipate is facilitated by scanning. to develop better anticipation skills motorists should have: awareness and knowledge of roadway risks, information about the visual scene, ability to forecast emerging and latent hazards, experience and/or the ability to use clues, execution of driving responses to avoid or minimize potential conflicts due to recognized hazards. Communication. Another important defensive driving strategy is communication with other road users. Road is a common sharing place. Therefore, effective communication plays an important role in driving safely and to positively deal with other road users. Motorists can communicate with other road users by using their indicators, hazard lights, brake lights, headlights, and horn. Furthermore, eye contact and observing the body language of other road users also help to make suitable decisions according to the situation. Benefits of defensive driving. Defensive driving not only makes the motorists better drivers, but also helps them to gain reasonable benefits. These benefits may vary in different countries, but commonly they include improved driving skills, fuel-efficient driving, roadworthy vehicle, de-stress driving, no traffic violation fines or black points. Beginner drivers learn safe driving during their license acquisition program, but to drive defensively, it is advisable to attend a reputed defensive driving course. It is a post-license course which helps to understand the implementation of defensive driving techniques better. One aspect of safe and defensive driving is to maintain the vehicle properly, because a poorly maintained or unserviced vehicle is potentially a dangerous vehicle.